great relationship with him, and I'm elated for him get his new deal and the way he goes about his business, how professional he is. You never hear about him making any noise. Consummate professional, great teammate. You ask anybody who's ever played with him, they always say the same things. So I'm just happy for his success. And I told him earlier in the week, I hope he has a great week next week, and whoever they play against next week. Yeah.
I know you've talked glowingly of him before, what he's capable of doing on the field. How many guys are there like that in the NFL, the other receivers that you think that highly of?
I have a great respect for a lot of guys around the league. AJ. I feel the same way about AJ. I love him too. Those guys they just go about their business. They do it the right way, and I just let their play do the speaking. Let their play do the talking for them. But in terms of physically, there's nobody like Julio in the game. He's the most dynamic. He can run every route. The guy's capable of putting 200 on you any single day, and he can beat you over the top. He can beat you underneath. He really has no weaknesses whatsoever in this game. He's like a mutant. He's a superhero.
Larry, what's your favorite thing that Kyler's done in a game so far this season?
Well, his ability to be able to improvise and create opportunities down the field when things break down. Last week, we had a play called on that third down where he scrambled up the middle for us to get into field goal position at the end of the game. That was just him, seeing a lane, creating an opportunity, and putting us in good position. So he saved us quite a few times already throughout the course of the year, and him having that ability is truly unique.
Cliff was telling us his two favorite plays have both been times Kyler threw it into the ground to avoid the sack and everything. Is that something kind of underrated for rookie quarterbacks, especially when they're getting better at these decisions, for that to be a coach's favorite play?
I think Coach is kind of driving home a message there, which is needed. There's times where in this game, an incompletion or it's better than taking a 10-yard sack, or trying to scramble around, offensive lineman gets a holding call, or something like that puts you behind the sticks. 2nd and 10, the percentages of making the first down on that possession are still relatively high, but you get into 2nd and 15 or 2nd and 16 or 2nd and 20. Then it becomes very, very difficult. And so I think just understanding when to hold them and when to fold them, is something that he'll continue to learn.
You guys had a lot of yards offensively last weekend. Do you see this offense? Are you feeling like, okay, this is kind of what we were thinking it could be?
Well, I just love the fact that we were able to run the football last week, and it just keeps you ahead of the chains. Consistently throughout the course of the game, you hand the ball off, and you get 6 or 7 yards. Now you're sitting at 2nd and 2, and you got the whole playbook at your disposal. You can run it, you can pass it. The defense is definitely on their heels. When you can continue to dictate the tempo to other teams like that, it just puts you in the driver's seat. And we need to continue to stay in that, and not turning the football over and doing things that are positive, keeping the defense on the sideline as much as possible. The only thing that we really just have to tighten up is the red zone. We can get 5 or 6 red zone possessions and get 4 touchdowns or 5 touchdowns. That's the difference between winning and losing and not having games that are competitive. That's getting 14-point leads as opposed to 6 or 9-point leads. That's a big difference come down to the end of the game.
What's the inside of how Kyler thinks?
What do you say?
What's the inside of how Kyler thinks?
Well, I'm not in his head, Josh. You have to ask him about what he's thinking about. But I think he does a good job managing it. He's a lot more advanced than any rookie quarterback I've ever been around, and in terms of his ability to manage the games, and coach is not like handcuffing him at all. He's got the whole arsenal at his disposal. He can check in anything that he wants at any time, and this is only his 6th game, so I've never had anybody that's kind of had a carte blanche like that this early.
How much too far to see across the locker room, and what kind of impact can one player like that have?
Well, I would love to have him back against Julio this weekend. That would be nice. But having him back is going to be great. I'm very close with Patrick. Been together for 9 years. We spent a lot of time. Our family spent a lot of time together, and so I've missed him. I talk to him every day still, but you miss seeing him, and obviously you miss his play on the field and what he can do, and his ability to shut down one side of the field. Makes teams essentially have to play with 2/3 of the field. You don't have the ability to complete many passes on him. it creates opportunities for Chandler and Sizzle and all the other guys rushing the passer because the quarterback looks over there's nothing there that gives him another step to get to the quarterback. So he helps out tremendously, and obviously we have a young secondary. We got 2 safeties that are starting in the back end that are rookies, gaining experience and having that veteran leadership back out there on the field in the classroom. It's going to be great.
It also allows the other end to be able to play multiple positions. You get a guy that maybe have to play a little bit more outside, go back in the slot. There's a domino effect in him coming back.
It definitely is. I agree. I think guys can get into some position that they're a little bit more comfortable with. Murph has played amazing, through the first 5 weeks of the season. I'm really just happy the way he's been able to come out and perform, and he's getting better every single day. When Patrick gets back, he can work together with Patrick again and continue to improve and, turn into a dynamic playmaker that, his trajectory shows that he can be. And like the underline is great to have Patrick back because, my funds are dropping a little bit, so having somebody I can beat up on, helpfully, keep my kids going to school too. So, I'm looking forward to getting back in his pockets.
Is that a real concern for you financially?
It's been tough not having him around, honestly. It's been tough not having him around, but, having him back, my kids will be happy about that. We'll be able to eat a little bit more often at Steak 44, Ocean 44, some of the better restaurants in town.
What do you like about Chase Edmonds on the field and maybe away from it?
He's a consummate professional. There's 3 rookies. I talked about them before: Trent Sherfield, Christian Kirk, and Chase Edmonds. Those guys. If you didn't know how old they were, you would think they were 30 years old, and they had been in the league for 10 years. The way they approach it, the way they study it, the way they work, stay after practice, whatever it takes for them to get better. They just have a real mature approach to the way they come out and practice and prepare for the game. And if you had every rookie and second-year player like that, you'd be playing deep into the postseason every year because it's the way those guys go about it. And every time Chase touches the ball, he's dynamic. He has a great understanding of, when to jam it in there and get 2 yards and when he can make somebody miss in the open field and make something explosive. So that usually takes a little bit more time to develop that, but he already has it just in the second year. So, anytime he touches the ball is good for us.
And Larry, with it being the 100th season, you have guys like Jerry Rice giving you high compliments about that. For your setting, and for you to be a part of that history, A, what does it mean for Jerry to say those things about you? And B, what does it mean to be setting history with this 100th season?
I love Jerry. I love what he's done for the game, certainly writing the blueprint for the wide receiver position, but I'm not here to break records. I can care less about records, honestly. I just want to win. We got a great win last week in Cincinnati. We wanted to just play good enough to be able to come out with a win on Sunday against the Falcons, and keep moving from there. That's the only concern I have at this point.
When you do pass Tony 2 weeks ago, does it make you think about your place in the history of the game at all?
No, I think my place in history is pretty much set in stone. What am I gonna? It is what it is.
Larry, just curious, today is the anniversary of your first touchdown. Do you remember the play call and where's the ball?
Yep, I was in San Francisco on the right-hand side. I think I beat a Mod Plummer on the go route, and we lost the game, though. But I remember catching it, and my buddy Reggie Wells met me. I jumped into his arms, and that was a good day, in terms of just finally being able to score. It's embarrassing it took me until October to get a touchdown.